Everyone across the globe was talking about generosity. And what if talking turned to action? Giving Tuesday is the largest global day of giving and growing by the year. 60 plus countries, 400 plus communities, one day dedicated to philanthropy around the world. Here in our community, Share Charlotte leads our local celebration, Giving Tuesday CLT. Did you know that in 2014, Charlotte was just the 8th community to host a Giving Tuesday celebration? And now we're in the likes of more than 400 other communities as we continue to rally Charlotte-Mecklenburg to give and uplift our local nonprofits in unison with communities around the globe. It is human nature to want to be part of something larger than ourselves. And when you give locally on this day, you are part of a global movement for good. Giving Tuesday offers an intentional day to come together and give generously to support the nonprofits who make up the fiber of our community, who are on the front lines, feeding, clothing, housing, and supporting our most vulnerable neighbors. So how will you support them? There are two things we know to be true about generosity. It looks different for everyone, and everyone does have something to give. Time, money, talent, treasure, given whatever ways matter most to you. Share, because Charlotte Mecklenburg.
Sorry. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I cut that off a little quickly, but excited to have everyone join us today for our Giving Tuesday CLT InfoSHARE. We are excited to rally the community again this year to support you. This is our 8th year of leading this conversation in Charlotte. And what you just saw is last year's video. We're producing a new set of videos for this year that will be rolling out the week before Giving Tuesday CLT and on that day. But we've got a great agenda for you guys today. The goal of this is to tell you about how we are rallying the community to give to you and how we can help you create your ask to the community and really get the support you need on this day of global generosity. So here, a quick breeze through what we're going to cover. So our wonderful and amazing sponsor, Lowe's, is going to say hi, and we're so grateful for them. They've been with us for so many years, and we've got some exciting things to tell you about that they're doing again this year with their Lowe's gift cards to incent giving again this year. They're so generous, and we so appreciate their partnership and support. We'll breeze through the Giving Tuesday CLT toolkit. I know Caroline's already dropped it in the chat, the link to it, but hopefully you've also seen it from our weekly Shared Bites newsletters. We'll talk about the plans for the day of celebration on November 30th. And then we have an exciting graphics giveaway. So we have Nikki Morris with us, and she's an amazing graphic artist, and she's being generous enough, and she's giving away 3 different graphics creations prizes for you guys, for winners today, for 3 different winners today. And we'll also be having 2 different nonprofit panels, because there's no better way for you guys to learn except from your peers. So you'll be hearing from other nonprofits who not only have had successful campaigns for Giving Tuesday, or had business partnerships that went really well and have some best practices to share. So, so without further ado, I would love to turn it over to Mika Turner with Lowe's to say hello.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week. I will keep this short and sweet, because I know we've got a lot to cover, but thank you so much. I'm so excited to have everybody here on the call and to put names with faces and behind organizations. We at Lowe's are ecstatic to be partnering with Share Charlotte again this year, and we hope that all that we're doing in the community will be able to partner with you all and see some of it firsthand. And we really and truthfully are again blessed an honor to be a part of this. And good morning to everybody. I see you in the chat. And please feel free to reach out. I'll put my contact information in the chat in case there's someone who wants to reach out and you have an opportunity that Lowe's may be able to get involved in. But again, we are excited to be a part of this again for what is this, like the third or fourth year, Melissa? Or
I think it's fourth.
Fourth. Okay, yeah, the fourth year for this. And we really and truthfully have worked with a lot of the organizations who are here already, but we're excited to build more partnerships and more sponsorship opportunities. So I look forward to hearing what all is going on, what you guys have to say, and again, partnering with you throughout the years.
Yes,
So welcome.
Thank you so much. And we'll cover this more, but to hit the punchline, Lowe's is again giving us $350 gift cards to incent giving. So for every $50 that a donor gives to your organization, we will match that, or Lowe's matches that in a $50 donation to your nonprofit. So it's doubling the donation for you on giving, and it's for donations given on November 30th. So it's just a way to really incent giving. It's a lot of people create their campaigns around that. So we'll get into more details, but we so appreciate their generosity. It really does help in inciting people to give. So we are grateful. So thank you, Vika. All right, we're gonna get into the toolkit, and this is really just gonna give you an overview of it and diving into it. Peruse more at your leisure. And of course, we're always here for questions. So this year's tagline is "Together We Give." We really want to strike a tone of we're all in this together. We all need to be together to support our nonprofit community, to support our nonprofits who are doing such critical work in our community. So that is going to be our call to the Charlotte community on this day. And thanks to our wonderful sponsors for supporting us again this year. We're getting into the toolkit now. So this is just a table of contents so you can see all the things that we have in here. But for those of you that might be new, we've brought on almost 100 new organizations to our Share Charlotte platform this year. So for those of you that aren't familiar with what Giving Tuesday is all about, it is the global day of giving. So it was founded 9 years ago by organization out of New York that said, and it's always the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And it's a day that, after Thanksgiving, you've eaten a lot and you've gotten together with friends and family, and you might have shopped on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. It's a day to kind of reset and give back. So it is the global day of generosity, and it has grown so much from just maybe a handful of 25 organizations in the US starting out 9 years ago to now it's almost 300 different communities in the US and another 100 globally. So it's a huge, huge day of generosity and a chance to just remind people that it's a good time to give back. So if Share Charlotte leads this conversation here in Charlotte. So that's our role, is really to rally the community to find you and give to you in any way that makes sense to them. Generosity comes in all forms, whether it be time, money, goods, or just support of your organization through social media. We encourage all generosity. But if you've got staff or board who are not familiar with it, you can click this link and get a handout that you can give to them as well. So feel free to use that at your next board meeting to tell them what this is about. So this is just a look at what the global impact of Giving Tuesday. So last year on Giving Tuesday, and just one day, 2.47 billion was given in this many forms, whether it be cash, people donated, it was all in cash, 2.47 billion, but people gave in lots of different ways. But just showing you the impact, it's just in the US alone, of this one day of generosity is amazing. And last year for Charlotte, there was 3.1 million given just on this day of last year. So it's an exciting day for the nonprofits and to hopefully get some more support for your organization. And our theme for this year, I just want to read this because this is the theme and the voice and the emotion that we are going to be promoting on this day. So we feel together we give. Generosity is an antidote to isolation, fear, and division. And on this Tuesday, our community come together and take action. Generosity looks different for everyone, and we invite our neighbors to give their time, talent, dollars, network, or influence to a local nonprofit. And together we can create a community of hope and inclusivity. So that is what we believe and we'll be talking about to the community. So this slide right here, we find it's just a great grounding slide. You might just even want to print this slide up, put it on your desk as kind of a roadmap for you for the next month, just to, you know, because there's a lot going to go on, and I know your lives are already busy with not only your organizations, the holidays, but this is just a great roadmap for you, so you can kind of ground yourself on what do I do next. So, you know, if you look where we are, we're here today together talking about it, but moving forward, you know, you can take a look at the different great examples. You can communicate your plans with your board and staff, maybe starting this next week. What we call these next few weeks is really your planning weeks. Think about, many of you may already know the campaigns you want to run. Many of you want to think about it, but we'll go through today to kind of seed some ideas if you're not already sure, or may change what you're thinking. So this is a chance for you to start thinking about what you want to do. We've got a month left to go, so we've got time. And you know, it could be not your biggest ask of the year, but it could be something small. Maybe you have an end of year fundraiser, so you really want to ask for volunteers at this time. Or, you know, maybe again, you want to really focus on books donated or whatever it is, but it's a chance for you just to kind of get crisp about your ask and help inform what you do out to the community. So highlighted in yellow, we'll get to this in a minute, but it's your last day to fill out a media survey. Julie will talk about this in a moment, but it's a really important tool. The media comes to us asking for stories on this day, and we can't tell them what we don't know. So it's a chance for you to tell us what you're going to be asking for and the impact that will have, so we can communicate out to our media partners. And then you'll see 1116 in purple shadowing. That's when you start your lead up content. So, you know, you kind of have to build the story out to the community, and you can do that in whatever way makes sense for your organization, just through some social media and some email. So, but we've got some suggestions there, and we've got some sample content you can use. And then we are coming together at Community Matters Cafe as a day to come be together as a nonprofit community, promote your ask through social, and I'll get more into what we're planning for that day. But we're excited to see you again. For those that feel comfortable in coming to an outside space at Community Matters Cafe, we can't think of a better place to go be together on this day. So we'll get to that in just a second. So this is just a little bit about the kind of the time frame. So November 16th, build some excitement. What I would encourage you to do is make sure your profile is shiny and pretty and updated. Make sure you've got a lot of people, you know, sometimes you might have looked at your profile in about a year. So it's time to look at it, make sure it's updated with what you need and what your asks are to the community on that day. Volunteer opportunities, things on your Amazon wish list. And then inspire that action on November 30th using the graphics. Us all together saying the same thing, that today is the Global Day of Generosity, is incredibly powerful. So, and, you know, find ways of posting, you know, about the impact of your organization. It's amazing what a little short video shot on your phone can do, and really bringing people in to your organization and the impact you're making. And then moving into what we call giving season, really December 1st to 31st, you all have big end of year asks. So keep going. We know that November 30th, while it may be the Global Day of Generosity, you probably are very busy towards the end of the year. So, and we want to amplify those asks. So keep promoting all year long to the end of the year. And then, you know, an example of what you're asking for. So, you know, here's some great examples. So your needs of aprons for your chefs in training who are seeking second chance employment, and for $50 you can help. So it's asks like that really help tell the community, oh, I can do that. I can give $50 or whatever. I can give $10 to help a school. And Caroline has put together a really great guide here, the Good Guide, with years of great promotions in the past that have been very successful. So I'll let you peruse that at your own leisure, but we've been doing this 8 years. We've seen a lot of great impactful campaigns. So draw upon that experience if you're searching for ideas and inspiration. All right. And all right, I'm going to turn it over to Julie to talk about the media survey. She's the media queen, and she knows how to get their attention.
Oh, I love being the media queen. Good morning, everybody. So Melissa mentioned
that the media would be coming to us, but I will also be pitching all of our media partners throughout the month of December and really leading up to. So as you, I think Caroline was gonna maybe pop the media survey into the chat right now. Take a look at that and complete it, because really this is the body of information that I pull from to create stories that I think sound interesting to our partners. And the more specific you can be, the better. It tells a great story when you tell us that you know, $50 or $250 will create this impact in the community or for your organization. So you'll see the more interesting and the more detail that you can give us, the better. And I'm excited. This is a big time of year. Like Melissa said, this is when everyone is looking for someone to give to. And so the media is really interested, and we want as many segments as possible. So fill out that media survey, and if I have questions, I'll follow up with you. But this is a fun way to really get lots of amplification of the work that you all are doing and the impact that you're making. So get that out, because we have lots and lots of interest over the next few weeks.
Thank you, Julie. All right. So planning your promotion. So again, it's really just thinking about what's your ask, you know. Again, it could be you've got other stuff going on that you have a really big ask or a really big event. So think about how this could complement what you need, or you know that you need money to buy bus tickets for your constituents. You know, plan a campaign around that. Showing people how they can get to employment is really important and impactful and resonates with people. So figure out what your asks are. Create content around your ask. I mean, this is a little mini marketing campaign, and that shouldn't be scary, but it's really just about, you know, how do you tell the story about what you need and why you need it and the impact that it will have. And you can use phone, video, and pictures to help tell that story, or a testimonial from somebody who's been impacted by that work. We've created sample graphics and messaging that you can leverage to launch your campaign. And then you can decide on a cadence. It could be that you want to post every other day, every 3 days, whatever works for your organization is fantastic. And then make your ask on social, tag us. Those are our handles below, so we can repost what you do, and so it reaches our audiences as well. All right, so graphics and sample messaging. I won't get into it, but you can click here to see where all the graphics are that you can find. Sorry, that was really quick, but and then the different talking points and key messaging. And this could be just a starting off place. This could just be inspiration for others. But if you're just kind of stuck and you don't know what to say, this is a great place to start. But this is your campaign and your ask, so you feel free to say what you would like. And then on Giving Tuesday, again, it's a day to go big. It's a day to be loud. If you've been quiet and you just haven't had time to do lead up messaging, no problem. Just, I would say, if any day that you're going to really be on social, make it November 30th. And rally your supporters to promote you. I mean, just leverage your network. It's just one day. It's a big day in our world, but for most people, it's probably a little quiet day. So, use it to go promote what your needs are, and time, money, goods, or generosity in all forms. We're about to get into the Lowe's gift cards, and you can use your Lowe's gift cards as an incentive to give on that day. And then join us from 11 to 1 at Community Matters Cafe, and we'll talk about the fun stuff we have planned there in just a second. But the Lowe's gift card, so there's 300 to give away. A nonprofit can get as many as they want. We've seen people get a lot before, and luckily, because Lowe's has given us so much, we have plenty to give. But the way it works is that the donations have to be done through your Share Charlotte profile. So through your PayPal account on your Share Charlotte profile. So we just, so you know, we don't take any money off of that. It's really just directly to you, but that's how we track who we need to give, who has donated to you. And also, just to be clear, the Lowe's gift card goes back to the nonprofit. This is not incentive for the community. The donator does not get the $50. You get the $50. I know that was a little, some people were confused by that last year. So I just want to make that clarification that all the money is going to you. So somebody donates $50 to you, even if they donate 100, you still get the 50 back to you on, and it will come out just a few days after Giving Tuesday. We've got all the codes we can send you, but some examples of campaigns that people have run in the past. I think the Raptor Center always does a great job of rallying their supporters to say, you know, with these gift cards, we can create these habitats for our birds or things like that. But think about the things that you might even could, you know, create at Lowe's. Maybe you need flower boxes, maybe you need paint supplies or things like that. But that could be your whole campaign, is donate to us so we can get matched with Lowe's gift cards, so we can really double our impact and create this thing we really need to support our constituents. So that it's a way that you can really rally the community. But again, what I'd ask, if you don't have your PayPal account set up for Share Charlotte, make sure you do that, because that's the only way we can track who gives to you and to match that. And if you have any questions or about getting that set up, just feel free to reach out. But there's instructions on here as well. All right, and then for a really fun day, so we're getting together at Community Matters Cafe. We've got the patio all to ourselves, and or most of it, so that we're going to have a photography station there. So we've got this amazing photographer there to take pictures of you, promoting your asks. We've got the amazing Ohavia Phillips there, there to interview you, talk about what you need, how the community can support you. So just come join us. Even if you don't want to be interviewed, just come grab a light bite, come say hi. We miss you guys. We haven't seen you in a long time. We'll, you know, it's going to be an outdoor space and can come anytime between 11 and 1. It's really just a pop-in situation, but we wanted to have an opportunity to see you and amplify your needs on that day. So, but let us know you're coming. Please register for the event. Even if you're not 100% sure, just register. We just want a count of knowing who might be showing, and feel free to bring your supporters or a board member, whomever. It's a party. You know us. We like to get together. So we would just love to see you on that day. BizGive CLT. So some of you might be familiar with this, but this is our 3rd year partnering with the Charlotte Business Journal to really celebrate business to nonprofit collaborations in celebration of Giving Tuesday CLT. There are 5 different award categories. So there's most generous financial gift, and these are gifts given on November 30th or planning to give on November 30th. You may have the conversations before, but it's about, I'm giving this to you in honor of, you know, Giving Tuesday CLT. The most generous in-kind donations. This could be services. It could be, I'm going to give you $20,000 worth of marketing expertise to your nonprofit. That's an in-kind donation. It could be best social media activation. So maybe you're partnering with a business and they're going to promote through their social media channels. So how can you, that's a different award category. Most volunteer time pledged in 2022. So maybe you have a company that their employees are going to give you a lot of volunteer time next year. Or most creative for-profit and nonprofit partnership. So we had a great example last year with Dottie Rose and Pilot Brewing. They partnered together and they made a special brew for Dottie Rose, and then they worked together to create a class for Dottie Rose is a nonprofit that focuses on STEM education for girls, and they made a making root beer class for the girls. So those are great examples of a business and nonprofit partnering together. So The 5 winners will be promoted in a 2-page spread in the December 17th edition of the Charlotte Business Journal. So it's a great way to get the business some great promotion, show off their generosity, and feel free to ask if you have any questions on that. But I would say start thinking about your business partners now, and you could approach them and say, hey, let's work together for this, let's partner for this award. And you guys would be the ones to fill out the form and say, here's what we're doing. We're going for it with this business. And even if it doesn't come to fruition or something falls apart, just go ahead and put it in there of what you're planning on for that business. But those are due by November 26th. So, all right. And again, kind of back to giving season and how we want to keep the momentum going to promote your needs all of December is a holiday giving guide. So every year the community comes to us and says, who needs toys for kids? Who needs a dinner for a family at Christmas time? And we really haven't had a place to put all these. So we want to create that this year. So if you have that need this year, go ahead and fill out this form. We're going to create just a little guide that people can look at to say, okay, great, I'd love to buy a dinner for this family or adopt a family. So if your nonprofit, has those type of needs, please fill out that form. It's a great way for us to get visibility to the community about what you need to support your families and kids this year. And then if you've got events, make sure you tag us on your promotion of that and put them on your profile. And then lastly, so if you're new, we've brought in a lot of new partners this year and you're confused or you just want some ideas, we're holding a 101 session next Thursday because we're here to help. That's what we're here for. That's our mission and role in the community, is to help promote you. So reach out, just RSVP, come anytime during that 10 to 11 time slot, pop in, ask questions. And we'll be here to help you brainstorm with you or get you started, whatever you need. We are here to help you. And if that doesn't work out, still email me. We'll find a way, a time to connect and get you on the right path. So, all right. Right, time to win. So I am going to introduce Nikki Morris, our amazing graphics artist. She's working with Share Charlotte, and we have just really loved working with her. And she's giving her time generously to 3 different nonprofits who can win a graphics creation package. And I'll let Nikki tell you a little bit more about herself and on what she wants to offer to our nonprofit partners. Hey, Nikki, you there? Oh, I think she's having, okay, looks like she's having some technical difficulties, but I will tell you who our first winner is. And this prize in this graphics could be towards the promotion of your Giving Tuesday CLT graphics. If you want something special for your nonprofit, it could be for an end of year impact report. You can just talk with Nikki and tell her about what you're needing and work with her that way. But our first winner that was chosen by random is Becky Santoro with Foster Village, Charlotte. You must be present to win.
Heyo, right
Hey,
here.
yay! Congrats, Becky.
Thank you.
Well, I will put you in touch with Nikki, and that's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. So awesome. All right, on to our first panel. I will turn over to Julie.
Awesome. I get to, I just put into the chat that I cheer for updated profiles. So there isn't an opt-in filter this year. So you don't have to worry about that, but always a refreshed profile is a beautiful thing. Y'all know that makes me happy. I'm relentless with encouraging everybody to keep your profiles updated with opportunities. So anyway, that's my plug before I introduce this panel. I'm really excited to introduce the next part of this program, and also Sue Bruce. Sue has been the marketing director, hey Sue, for 15 years. Is it 15 years? Wow, at Loaves and Fishes, and now Friendship Trays. She has led amazing Giving Tuesday CLT promotions, and actually the SHARE team always learns from her. She's really a marketing guru in town, and I'm so grateful that she is going to lead this conversation. We've invited some great nonprofit panelists for this conversation. And so I'm going to turn it over to you to get us started. And we think that we really have
From each other. So here we go.
Thank you, Julie. Can everybody hear me? I just wanted to, before we jump in, I wanted to say a quick word about how these info shares have been so helpful to me personally every year. I go in with an idea of what I might want to do for our Giving Tuesday CLT campaign, and then totally change it by the end of the info share. And just a quick example is last year, so the pandemic hit and our numbers were through the roof giving out canned goods. And I thought, well, we can raise money to get more food to buy more canned goods. But I mean, how do you make that resonate? And it was through a breakout session, and I can't remember, we were talking and I mentioned that we had to go mobile and all of our pantries closed and we had to depend on our trucks and go mobile and hand out the food that way, and how much the fuel was costing. And voila, we came up with Giving Fuel Tuesday, and we raised funds to fuel our fleet of trucks for 1 year. And I was afraid to set a big goal because I'm always scared we're not going to make it. So we went for a stretch goal of $15,000, and I was terrified. And we ended up, something about that campaign resonated, and people really were in a giving mood last year, and we raised $37,000. So thank you to everyone who participates in these, because really it was the feedback and the ideas that made it happen. So I wanted to get us started today, and we're going to meet three panelists from three very different organizations who have different missions and different needs. And they're going to share with us the approaches they took for their very successful Giving Tuesday campaigns last year. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there to Becky. Becky, if you don't mind kicking it off and starting by introducing yourself and telling us about your organization, and then pitch it on to Elijah and then Pam.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I feel like a double winner today. I got the first prize, and then I get to just see everyone's lovely faces and get ready for Giving Tuesday. So my name is Becky Santor. I'm one of the co-founders and co-directors of Foster Village Charlotte. We're here to create connection with dignity for children and families experiencing foster care. And we do that by meeting urgent needs, providing emotional and educational support, and being the collective advocacy voice for our children. And yay, I did that whole mission statement really quickly. And I'm the newbie here. So if you're an emerging nonprofit in this space, then I'm talking to you today because we are only 3 years old. So if you wear a lot of hats, you're my people.
All right. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Elijah Watson. I'm the founder and executive director of the STARS Maverick English Academy. We have been blessed to be in existence for 20 years. We provide free academic enrichment to students grades 3 through 12. We have 3 main programs. We have a Saturday Academy, an integrated boot camp, and also a summer institute. And once again, thank you so much for the invitation.
Good morning. My name is Pam Gordon. I'm Community Engagement Coordinator at Ann Springs Close Greenway. Prior to the pandemic, we were maybe a secret to a lot of you on this info session this morning, but after the pandemic, we have doubled our household. Greenway, almost 18,000 households that are members of Greenway, and many we're 2,100 acre park where we are offering outdoor education and community gathering opportunities on the Greenway. And last year we campaigned.
And Pam, it sounded, was anybody else hearing a little feedback there? You were kind of freezing up and we were hearing some feedback. So Not sure what's going on there. But Elijah, why don't you start us off this go round and explain what you did for your campaign last year? Give us an overview and how it went.
I am a huge Chef Charlotte fan. I cannot wait to get my t-shirt. So we've really followed the toolkit. So our board of directors, our executive committee, our development director, we decided to create a Giving Tuesday committee. And when we had that committee meetings, the whole agenda was about Giving Tuesday. So from that Giving Tuesday committee, we decided to start planning a lot earlier. We set out save the dates. We made sure all of our social media messaging was uniform. And then also something else that I really received from the toolkit that was the most important, we personalized the giving. So we let our parents and our donors know, if you give $25, you providing materials for a child. If you give $100, you're giving a child free tutoring for the whole week. So when we personalize giving, people start, texting me saying, okay, that's one material, let me go work on a kid now. Or that's 4 kids that's gonna get free academic help at our programming. So when we personalize our giving, that's the main thing that I received from the toolkit. And then also just having a plan, having a strategic plan and working as a team and starting a lot earlier and sending out save the dates. So we didn't want to send out the save the date the week prior. We sent out the save the date a couple weeks prior to get people energized to give so students can get free academic enrichment.
All right, I'll go next. So the day of Giving Tuesday, our goal was to raise the remaining $15,000 that was left in the campaign that we actually started before Giving Tuesday. So we flipped it a little bit and decided, let's get some lead time here. And then Giving Tuesday is going to be our last hurrah push for the final amount. And our goal last year was to raise $60,000, and we were able to exceed that goal. And on the day of Giving Tuesday, we're able to secure $15,000. And a lot of it had to do with our strategy of reaching out to our network and asking them to fundraise on our behalf. So we created a peer-to-peer fundraising guide that was really simple. Communication was really clear. And it really gave a chance to get in front of new audiences that maybe hadn't heard about Foster Village before. And it was a little bit like the ripple effect. So we asked everyone to set a goal for themselves of $600, which we felt was pretty obtainable with some small donations, and then gave them everything they needed to be successful to kind of launch them. So we started 3 weeks before Giving Tuesday, and then Giving Tuesday was the last push for us.
Thanks, Pam.
Yes, I'm going to stop my video. Does that help a little bit? Okay. Wonderful. So our Giving Tuesday campaign was done via a Facebook Live platform, where our focus that day was to celebrate everything that our members loved about the Greenway. Up to this point, we were not at the forefront for giving during the pandemic. We were not seen as a basic need, but we still wanted to celebrate all of those individuals who joined us as members or came out to the Greenway on a daily basis, celebrate what they were really loving about the Greenway. And as I mentioned before, it was we were in the middle of our 25th anniversary year and would be concluding that in April. So on that day, we got out on the Greenway in our 2,100 acres and visited different programs that were funded by our operations. And so our focus that day was to give to operations so that we could fund things like our Planter Row for the Hungry Garden, our kids programming, which really had to flex during the pandemic to do some virtual learning and outdoor education. We were out on our trails with those who were hiking and biking. And we brought along with us not only staff, but members who were leading community building efforts, leading hike groups, working in the garden, our volunteers. So they told the message, and we went into this day not wanting to script them. We wanted them to speak from their heart, but we led them in a conversation. So we did this 5 or 6 times throughout the day. We had a match gift for that day of $5,000 and a goal of raising $10,000. We exceeded that goal by almost raising $16,000, and it really kicked off our giving to round out our anniversary, which was to conclude in Love the Greenway month of April. So it really did build some new donors for our organization, and just celebrating what the Greenway meant to so many of us who were able to get outside with our families.
You mentioned your match gift. I was just curious, was that a donor or a business?
That was an individual donor who wanted to offer their $5,000 donation for a match. This was the first Giving Tuesday campaign that we had really developed a full campaign around. And so we built upon that, and they wanted to be anonymous, but we were able to share their excitement of the Greenway.
That's great. How did you guys, and you've already kind of touched on it a little bit, but how did you guys support your campaigns and promote them?
Through social media. So I think we were able to triple the amount raised to the prior year, and also quadruple our donors, because we made sure in social media and all our emails, we had a uniform message. It was succinct. We added pictures. People love pictures, which is great. And also we gave a lot of heartfelt testimonials because last year was a rough year for students being virtual. So we really wanted parents to understand that the more you give, the more teachers and the more blended learning models that we can give to our students. So we just want to personalize it. And then also, most importantly, we just really, like, not only with social media, we want to make sure our parents saw our kids learning, and also we gave some heartfelt testimonials, like I said earlier.
Yeah, similar for us. We definitely leverage social media quite a bit, especially on the day of Giving Tuesday. But a lot of it also was not being afraid to make a personal ask to people. So, there's a lot of emails that go around that you do MailChimp for, or whatever platform you use. And there's nothing like picking up the phone or sending, a personal message to someone, and just, to make sure that they know that you're making this personal ask to them. And we found that to be pretty successful for us as well. So definitely leverage social media and used it as an awareness and advocacy piece as well.
I would add that one of the groups that we involved in our Facebook Live event was our hiking club. And they have a following of 1,200 people through their Facebook page. So every day, folks are checking in to see the best places to hike on and off the Greenway. And so when their Facebook Live segment would be shared on their Facebook page, that would go viral, of course. And then there would be support for the Giving Tuesday campaign after that video, and after nearly every video, really. And so the donors did not need to be on Facebook Live with us, but we shared that out after those segments and through social media posts. We probably did less via email that day, because we know that everyone is getting, if I've given to 10 organizations, I'm getting probably 5 emails for them that day. So social media was also very important for us. And we used Facebook Live because we had used that platform to continue programming during the pandemic, to bring guest speakers about the environment and outdoor recreation.
And Elijah, I remember when we spoke earlier, you talked about utilizing your board. You had talked about that was a key strategy that you guys used. Did you want to speak about that really quickly?
Yes, we have an amazing board. They have a lot of different skill sets, and we have different committees, like all boards. We have a marketing committee, a finance committee, but last year they decided to have a Giving Tuesday committee. So we had board members, we had our development director, we had our marketing director, we had and we just came together. And I want to stress that the only agenda item we had was improving Giving Tuesday. It was not a meeting about anything else. So we were focused, we were laser focused. And something else that our board did at the end of Giving Tuesday, when it was all over with, our marketing director said, you know what, we need to have a meeting a week out. And during that meeting, he sent out, it was an amazing activity called Stop, start, and continue. So he sent it out and he wanted every board member to answer the question, what should we stop doing for Giving Tuesday? What should we start doing and what should we continue to do? So we already had our plan last year of this upcoming, what we should do this Giving Tuesday. So right after the, because sometimes, we get excited and we go our separate ways and we don't start back, thinking about Giving Tuesday until November. He said, no, we need to start right after the meeting. And it was something that real basic, but it was called stop, start, and continue. So we already have our map and our game plan, and our board, like I said, they were laser focused on having a Giving Tuesday committee because we're a small organization and we really want to, the more we raise, the more kids we can help, or the more students we can help. And our board has been very instrumental in us helping as many students that we can.
Great. We've just had a question. So, and it fits in with what my next question was going to be. I was going to ask each of you to share what worked, what didn't work, any suggestions. And the question was, what's one thing that you would advise a nonprofit not to do on Giving Tuesday? So, not to put you on the spot, but Pam, you want to start off with what worked and what didn't work with you guys?
Well, the technology worked, and we've actually gotten better with it, our sound and that type of thing. What I would advise is don't try to overscript if you do something social media, don't overscript. Let it be a conversation. Let it be fun and light. And that's what we did because we knew that we would stumble through those presentations type things. We would have done this rain or shine. So I know that makes people nervous, but we would have done it rain or shine because that's what we do on the Greenway, because that's our environment. I think what we went broad with operations because we could, because it was our 25th anniversary. And because we have folks who enjoy different aspects of the Greenway. So if you're going to go broad, be sure to have those testimonials on hand, because we can point, it was important to us because the rest of our campaign for the 25th anniversary and Love the Greenway month was going to be operations.
I'll go next. I think the thing that I would say to really think through is the feel and tone. Melissa, I love the branding for this year, that isolation really rings true and coming together as a community, because I think spending time thinking, what do I want the donor to feel when they give to our organization? How do I want the people in our constituency, like our people that we're serving, how do we want them to feel about the messaging that I'm putting out there? And we really spent a lot of time thinking through those different perspectives. I know myself as a donor on Giving Tuesday, I want to be a part of a movement. I want to be a part of something that is happening with me or without me, but I want that. I want to be a part of that. I don't want to give if I feel like if I don't give, that whole thing crumbles down. So really thinking through that messaging lens of being hopeful, whatever those words are, write that somewhere. I want it to feel hopeful. I want it to be inspiring. I want it to be, whatever it is for you guys in your organization. And then don't be afraid to ask for what you really need. Like for us, we really wanted to deepen one of our programs. And in order to do that, we needed to hire a small part-time person. And everyone said, don't put that out there because no one wants to give to a position. And I was like, yeah, but that's actually what we need. And so we're going to frame it to help them understand by adding someone, we're able to triple the level of engagement that we can have with our foster families and the way that we support them. So don't be afraid to ask for what you really need, because that is genuine. And then it helps you just easier about it than when you're trying to craft, like Pam said, a message. So yeah, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep that feel front of mind. Those are my best tips as of now.
And so last year we were blessed to help 176 students at 86 different schools. And like I said earlier, we gave testimonials for our Giving Tuesday campaign, but the testimonials came from parents. I wish we would have had testimonial from students. So this year we want to be more student focused. We want our students to explain that when you give this is what happens. This is what I can become. So I'm not going to get choked up, but that's what I wish we'd have done last year.
Thanks, Elijah.
You're welcome.
I did want to read to you that there's been a comment, where was it? In response to what you said, that it's from Ryan at Right News for Youth. He said, I can co-sign that hard engagement with our board. They became very competitive and helped us beat out our goal by a large measure. So that was great.
Yes.
And then Sean Flynn said, and I can answer this one. We run 2 other major campaigns during this time frame, concerned about cannibalizing those efforts with Giving Tuesday. And for us at Loaves and Fishes Friendship Trays, we're a network of food pantries and we feed hungry people. And Thanksgiving is that is the busiest week and the busiest time of year. And we make most of our budget in that holiday season. So it's crazy. So I've always wondered how to do Giving Tuesday. And we're so busy promoting all the other things we do, collecting turkeys and food and all the other events that are going on. And so when we chose to do something niche, it spoke to different set of people, it seemed to. And we just really kind of had to just promote it that day because we were so busy promoting everything else up to Thanksgiving. But it worked. And the people who didn't want to give canned goods or money for turkeys, they were willing to, something about that campaign spoke to them. So I don't know that that's really a great answer, but that's maybe that's helpful to you. And I know, Julie, I think we have just a couple of more minutes. I don't know if there are any other questions or if you guys want to jump in real quick with what your plans might be for this year.
Yes, our main plan is definitely utilizing our start, and continue activity we did last year. That's our focus. That's going to be our map. Starting a little bit earlier. Last year we started 6 weeks out. This week we're going to start 8 weeks out, and then also we're really going to promote. We're going to let our community know that I believe it's a Ubuntu quote from I think Kip has it on the back of their T-shirt. I am who I am because who we all are. I really want to stress to our donors that the more you give, we're creating future taxpayers. So our kids are going to be the next Mayor Charlotte, the next President of the United States. So the more you give now, you're building a workforce. You're making Charlotte greater by giving not only to our organization, but to any nonprofits. So I really want parents and our donors to know that you're making a difference, not only this year, but for future generations by just giving $25. We're not asking for much. The more you give, the more you're helping Charlotte and also the community.
We are doing Foster the Movement peer-to-peer again. So we actually start Monday and it will run until Giving Tuesday. And our goal this year is really to frame that messaging around caring for the caregivers so they can continue to show up for our vulnerable children. And I think that what we're doing this year that maybe is different than last year is that we're highlighting our 3 years of impact and using that as a moment of education of what we've been able to achieve the last 3 years and what we hope to be true 3 years from now. So using it a little bit as education as well. So wish us luck because I'm already tired.
Ann Springs Close Greenway will be doing Facebook Live again because we had such fun with that. But our focus this year will be on our Bridge program. This is our scholarship for memberships to the Greenway, reduced program fees, or free programming for families or individuals who qualify for free or reduced lunches. And so our main focus will be giving the membership component, because everybody who participates in the scholarship or bridge program, their family gets a free membership to enjoy the Greenway, because we know that that's very valuable to our community. That's folks like to come out here and sample everything we have to offer. So on that day, we're going to be promoting, raising awareness about what it would look like for a family, the $120, $60 for an individual, and encourage people to give at those values or higher to sponsor families.
Great. Well, thank you guys. We're all out of time, but I did want to ask everybody to put the 3 panelists to put your email address in the chat, just in case anybody had any follow-up questions. Thanks.
Oh, that was so good. I feel like I could listen a lot longer. And of course, I want to recap, but we don't have time. So join us again, actually, next Thursday. I think Caroline put into the chat the RSVP for our one-on-one. We're not done, y'all. I just wanted you to know that if you'd like to have some more time to brainstorm, we're going to do that again next Thursday at 10. And like I said, the RSVP is there in the chat. This was so good. Thank you, Sue, so much. And Elijah and the rest of you, it's just so good to hear your stories and how you leveraged this amazing campaign last year. So, and what your plans are. So I'm going to stop talking now and I'll turn it back over to Melissa.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I love it. All right. So we are going to go back. We have our next award winner and we have Nikki with us. We've got her back. So Nikki, if you want to come off mute and say hi to everyone. She is our graphics artist. It's giving away the graphics creation package. And we'll let her say hello.
You're going to hear me now?
Yes.
Rookie mistake. I forgot to take myself off mute. I've been doing graphic design for 15 years and I just started working with Share Charlotte. I love their team. I love their message. I love what they do for the community. And I would just love to give some of my time for somebody who may need it to design one sheet or what is that's what you might need, key graphic for the Giving Tuesday report. But let's chat and we'll discuss what your needs are.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate it. All right. Our next winner is, hold on my sheet. A randomly drawn winner is Megan Doherty from the Relatives. Yay. Megan, do we have you? Come off mute.
Yay.
Thank
you guys.
Congrats. We'll put you in touch with Nikki after this.
Awesome.
And,
Super
yes.
excited. Thank you.
Yes, congrats. All right, our next panel is about nonprofit and business partnerships. And these are winners from our last year's BizGives event. So again, we had the 5 different categories. So with us today are the winners of most financial gift, the biggest financial gift given, and most volunteer time pledge. So we did have our third person who had most creative nonprofit for-profit, Jillian Klingberg from Dottie Rose, but she is out sick today. So we just have 2 panelists with us. So I am going to ask Christy Baker to come off mute and introduce herself, her nonprofit, and then we'll have LaVon.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see everyone. So I'm Christy Baker, and I'm Director of Development for Hope Haven. And we provide long-term residential aftercare services for individuals and families impacted by substance use disorder.
Thank you.
And good morning, everyone. I am LaVon McLean. I am the Chief Program Officer with Aparo, and we are a nonprofit that provides other nonprofits with technology and business process expertise to help increase their impact in the community.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so Christy, I'm going to start with you. Since you won the biggest financial gift, it was a whopper. Tell us about the business partnership that you had last year.
Sure. So we received a $150,000 matching gift from 30 Capital, and it was really exciting for us in the particular season of our organization. Last year, we brought on a primarily new leadership team. Hope Haven had gone through a couple of really, really difficult years where they had to make some really difficult decisions. The board actually stepped in and ran day-to-day operations for about a year and a half. They had to reduce some key positions and make some really, really tough decisions during that time. So when I came on last summer as Director of Development, Hope Haven hadn't had anyone in a development position for close to 2 years. So our donors really hadn't been communicated with much at all. So, and one of the other things that we found, the organization I was with previously had partnered closely with Hope Haven forever and ever and ever. And, you know, even coming into this role, having partnered with Hope Haven, we found that a lot of people really didn't know exactly what Hope Haven does. So we had a member of our executive team who had a relationship with 30 Capital. We invited them to come and visit and have a tour. And when they really understood exactly what Hope Haven does day to day, we found that our workforce development program really, really resonated with them. They were also really excited to come alongside us and help to re-engage our donor base. So we did this matching gift campaign, and it was just wildly successful.
Awesome. Thank you. LaVon?
Yeah, so a part of the way that Aparo is able to really deliver on its mission is through kind of harnessing the power of technology experts in the community, business process expertise. And we do that through providing these skilled volunteers to all sorts of nonprofits all over Charlotte. And our thought was we partnered with Duke Energy, and they pledged 200 skilled volunteer hours over the course of 2021. And we've actually are going to exceed those 200 hours. So what's exciting is seeing that we've been able to work with a long-term partner who has both been a funder of Aparo, who's given of their time through many different areas within the Duke Energy organization of their time to be able to use that. So over the course of the year, we were able to work with 6 different nonprofits here in Charlotte in a number of different ways, really helping to enable their impact. And so it's been really great being able to partner with Duke Energy, who's been such a long time advocate and supporter of ours, in a new and kind of way that's very intentional. Was a great way for us to engage them.
No, thank you. One question, so for both of you is, you know, you've got this business partner, they're excited about it. How do you then make the most of it and really promote that partnership via social media or things like that, so that everyone is drawing attention, they're getting attention? So maybe LaVon, I'll kick it back to you, and then Christy, like, how did you promote that partnership?
Sure. So I was almost going into that in my last time. Like, we'll get to that. But, you know, part of what we really love to do is for each of the engagements that they've been involved with over the course of the year is really to highlight them. We do like a 1-page write-up, like a snapshot, which shows a real quick picture of, you know, what was the project or the service that they provided. We kind of track the volunteer hours. We talk about, you know, the savings of this nonprofit not having to spend real dollars and having these skilled volunteers come in and help deliver on a need that they have. So we kind of share the value of that. So we've created snapshots. Our marketing team, which is fabulous, has done, they do social media posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We have done blog posts. So for each engagement, we'll write up a little snapshot to share about what the need was and the impact, both anticipated and realized impact. And then we also were able to put an article in the Charlotte Business Journal to highlight and celebrate Duke Energy's pledge and intentional effort to give back through their technology team. So we had an article there. And then we also were able to interview one of their key senior leaders at Duke Energy, who's kind of been our champion there on our podcast, The Aparo Effect.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Christy, what about you?
Sure. For us, we created a campaign. You know, I mentioned that we felt like a lot of people really didn't understand what Hope Haven does. So this matching gift campaign, we called it What's Your Hope? And we were able to partner with their internal marketing team, because when I came on in development for the first little over a year, I was the only person. So Their marketing team was fantastic, helping us, come up with some graphics and some posts and things that we both use on social media. But really the focus was around educating people about what Hope Haven does. And again, to re-engage our donor base, they were very motivated knowing that their gifts would be matched. So a lot of what we are doing is reaching out to the past donor base that really hadn't heard from Hope Haven for a long time.
Got it. Thank you, Christy. Sean, I'm going to get to your question in just a minute. It's a great one, but we'll round it out with a last question for our two panelists of, we were talking prior, what's a big piece of advice? Say that you are heading into Giving Tuesday, you'd like to partner with a business for one of the 5 categories. What are some tips about engaging with a business or reaching out to business, and for Giving Tuesday or just in general around partnership? What are some tips that you guys have? And Lavon, I'll just turn it over to you.
Sure. So, one of the things we thought about was, who do we already have a great relationship with? Like, what's the low-hanging fruit of different businesses that we already, support us, they love us, what we do, and they, there is already the inclination to want to help and do something with us. And then really talking with them, one of the tips I would say is having kind of a list of different ideas to kind of talk with maybe a potential business partner with, because you never know what might click and really resonate. They might have something that business is really like, there's an internal, campaign. I'm like, oh man, this would really fit into what my organization is already focusing on this year. And so we may not always know that, but I know for us, having kind of some different options to provide them and not just one thing was, I think, a key way that we were able to kind of have this partnership come together and be successful.
Great one.
Yeah, I'll echo what Lavon said. For me, in the years that I've worked in nonprofit, some of the best partnerships and specific campaign ideas have just come organically, honestly, just being an intentional relationship with the companies that you're working with, making sure that, again, that they have a clear understanding of exactly what you do every day. So that when these needs and these opportunities come up, it's not a big formal ask. I don't think that it always has to be a big formal ask. It can come just out of conversation, and sharing what's going on and seeing what resonates with them.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. It's having some options and willing to be creative, but I think it's also knowing your partners and what is important for their business and aligning on that. And sometimes they just want to be asked too. So, and I think great exposure in the Charlotte Business Journal too is helpful. But so Sean, you had a question about, it does have to be a for-profit business for a business and a nonprofit. But if you've got something, and this may not qualify for CBJ, but we always love hearing great stories. So if you've got some other things in mind, we could help promote those. But for CBJ, it has to be, it's really to celebrate a business to nonprofit one-to-one relationship. But this one, if you're new to this, you've got questions and you're not sure if this qualifies, please reach out to me. I remember I got the call from Christy last year where she was so excited. She's like, oh my God, I think I've got something. Does this qualify? And it all would just happen so fast. And it was just so exciting. So if you're not sure, or you've got some ideas, just let me know. I know Becky was our winner for, I can't remember, best social media activation, I think it was. And she partnered with a local business who made a lovely gift in honor of Foster Village Charlotte and promoted that on social media. And so it could be something that you've already got in the back of your mind, but you're like, well, we can turn this into something a little bit bigger for Giving Tuesday. So something to think about. But we are wrapping up. We're actually giving you some time back today. And so I am going to pick our next one, unless there's any other questions. Feel free to reach out. Please come to our one-on-one next Thursday between 10 and 11. If you just had now a chance to marinate on the information and want to come back with some more questions, that's what we're here for, or we're always here. Hopefully, if you've been with us a while, you know that we love working with you guys. But I'm going to pick our next winner. We got some suggestions from Mika too, which she would know a thing or two about that. Ask what the fiscal year is and the partnership decisions also before reaching out to a new group. Please view the company website to focus on pillars, ensure you're connecting with the right org for your needs. Alignment, that is the key, is understanding where their priorities and goals are, making sure you can speak to that intelligently and align with that. So I think that's great advice. Who's someone who probably hears lots and lots of pitches. Got it. So for our next winner, is there a way for a business to choose a small grassroots organization support? Is it tough getting told no numerous times? I mean, yeah, this is a great incentive for businesses, but if your question is about, how do they choose you? If you're, hard to get in front of them, I think that can be challenging. I would say work your network, put it out on social. You could start now, like, hey, I'm a small grassroots organization. I'm looking for supporters to help me with X. You never know where those messages are going to lead. Share Charlotte is always talking to lots of businesses and looking for lots of business partners. We have lots of conversations with local business. In fact, this morning I was invited to meet all the South End businesses to talk about your needs and what you've got. And since I couldn't be there this morning, they are now figuring out who they want to go support, and they're going to come back to me. So it's a great way. The more we know through your media surveys, through coming to the one-on-ones to know you and know what your needs are, what you're looking for, the more we can help promote that. So I would say go broad and social and ask, look for businesses to support you, and let us know what you need too. We luckily we're known now in the community as being a place to go connect with nonprofits. We love that role, and we can help you find some alignment. I send businesses all the time to people that I know, all you guys that need certain things in the community, but let us know. Yep, and engaging your board. Yes, definitely use them. That's what they signed up for. So with that, we've got our next winner. We've got Caitlin Pounds with Charlotte Family Housing. Caitlin, are you with us? Hopefully. No, Caitlin. All right. Okay.
I'm here. Sorry, I had to get to a quiet space to unmute myself because I've got little ones. So I do apologize. I thank you so much.
No worries. We get it. So we're glad. Congrats on the win. We'll get you connected with Nikki soon. But thank you all so much for what you do day in, day out. You are what keeps us so happy and drives us. And we're so excited to support you again in this 8th year and rally generosity in all forms this year. So, but especially
we appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right. Well, we'll give you some time back on a Thursday, but have an amazing day. And please join us next Thursday if you have any questions or reach out at any point. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. We'll see ya.